Hey, this is Alex, and today we're going to be looking at a quick but detailed review of QuickTrade. If you take a look at this spreadsheet, I've been testing every crypto exchange in Canada, and I'm finally done with my QuickTrade review. So if you want to compare every exchange side by side, I'll link to this spreadsheet down below. So real quick, some info about QuickTrade. It's a platform with 6 coins, and they just launched in 2021. But the main company behind it is called Coinsquare, which has been around much longer, since 2014. And the company has two different platforms called Coinsquare and QuickTrade. Coinsquare is for more advanced features, and QuickTrade is just a mobile app meant for beginners, really. I have a full video reviewing Coinsquare if you want to check that out. Now, here's the summary if you don't want to watch the whole video. QuickTrade has some good things going for it. It's very fast, it's easy to verify your account. In most cases, it's just under 5 minutes to set up your account. They have 6 coins, pretty cheap fees for withdrawing crypto, and for Canadian dollars, it's also free to deposit and withdraw via e-transfer. Now, the downside and why I don't recommend it is two main things. For buying Bitcoin as cheap as possible, it was the 7th place out of 12 platforms for buying Bitcoin cheaply, so there's many cheaper options. I'll explain that later in the video. And also, this company has a bad reputation in the past. The main company, Coinsquare, made a settlement with the OSC for market manipulation in 2020 for misleading investors, and that caused their CEO to step down as well as other people on their management team. It was all this kind of weird scenario. So compared to all the Canadian exchanges, QuickTrade is okay, but it's not the best out there. You can find platforms with lower prices, more coins, more features, and QuickTrade also has this kind of sketchy reputation from 2020. That's why I'd rather recommend other platforms like Newton, Endax, or ShakePay, depending on what you're looking for. Now, in the rest of this video, I'll just go more into detail on everything. So is QuickTrade safe and regulated? That's what we'll cover first. The short answer is they are regulated in Canada. They have basic security features like two-factor authentication, and on their website, it also says they have a 95% cold storage policy, so they keep most of their crypto in cold storage. The main issue is their history in 2020. Coinsquare is the main company, and they had this lawsuit which ended up in a settlement with the OSC. I'll just quote this article. It says, the OSC found the company had engaged in market manipulation. As part of the settlement, Coinsquare admitted to engaging in market manipulation through the reporting of inflated trading volumes. And I saw other numbers that it was around for $1.3 billion, and it said they were wash trading, misleading investors. So it's just not good stuff. Out of the settlement, though, the CEO was forced to step down, as well as other members of their management team. So the solution sounds good on paper, that a new team was hired, but it's still all kind of shady. It just happened last year in 2020, and I personally wouldn't want to use the company after that. They also had a data breach in 2020, but no funds were lost. But that's just another thing you can add to the list, which I don't like about it. So if you're going to use Coinsquare or QuickTrade, just be aware that this stuff happened. And whether you're using QuickTrade or any exchange out there, this is why you shouldn't hold large amounts of crypto on an exchange. The safest thing to do is always get a hardware wallet. Moving on to their fees, QuickTrade is not bad. It's commission free. It's also free to deposit and withdraw Canadian dollars. The only fees on the platform are the spread and for withdrawing crypto, so let's look at those. Now, the spread is the difference between the prices you can buy and sell crypto for. So as you can see, when I tested this, you can buy Bitcoin for 41,618, and if you sold it at the same time, you'd get 40,551. That's the spread. That's the difference between those two prices, and every exchange does this, and that's how QuickTrade makes their money. There's no fees anywhere else. That's how they make their money. Now, all of the exchanges do this, but ideally, you want to find ones that have a lower spread because that's going to be cheaper for you. QuickTrade had a 2.63% spread on the day I tested this. This will fluctuate, but on my spreadsheet, that would rank QuickTrade 10th place out of 12 for the spread, which is pretty high. And then when you compare QuickTrade prices to Google's price of Bitcoin, it was 1.48% higher. So it was 1.48% higher than the price on Google, which was my reference price. And then when you add trading fees, deposit fees, and other fees, which there's none, that's how we got a total purchase fee of 1.48% for buying Bitcoin. That was 7th most expensive out of 12 exchanges tested. If we compare that to something else, let's look at Endax. That had a 0.5% purchase fee, which was the cheapest on this list. So Endax had a 0.2% trading fee. It was 0.3% higher than the price on Google, and that's how we got 0.5% total, and that was still 3 times cheaper than QuickTrade. Now, these spreads fluctuate every day, but this gives you a good idea of the prices when you're comparing these exchanges. Also, keep in mind, I tested these 11 platforms at the same time, and I just tested QuickTrade a couple days ago, which was like 3 months after these original tests. So keep in mind, QuickTrade wasn't tested at the same time as these other platforms. But overall, QuickTrade is a little pricey because of their spread, so you can definitely find cheaper options if you want the cheapest place to buy Bitcoin. And they also have crypto withdrawal fees, which are pretty good fees. As you can see, it's free to withdraw XRP, Bitcoin Cash, and Litecoin, and there are fixed fees to withdraw Bitcoin and Ethereum, but these fees are definitely on the cheaper side when you compare it to the other exchanges, so I like that. If you don't trust this platform, at least it's cheap to withdraw your crypto from there and you don't have to hold it on the platform. Moving on to funding and withdrawals, it's free to get Canadian dollars in and out of the platform. You can do that via Interac e-transfer, which is free, and what I liked about it is the see e-transfer showed up basically instantly. Like as soon as I refreshed it, it was there, which is very fast. Now keep in mind, e-transfer has limits of $10,000 every 24 hours, I believe. So if you're trying to do more than that, you'll need to find a different platform or just spread out your transfers to every 24 hours. For withdrawals, it's a little slower. They say it takes 1 to 2 business days, which is odd because e-transfers are supposed to be instant, but that's what it says, and withdrawals are free as well, so keep that in mind. Now let's walk through the app and its features. The app is very minimal. This is the app on iOS. As you can see, it's very simple. This is the home page, and there are 5 tabs on the bottom for your navigation. You have your portfolio value at the top. Below that is your holdings. I have Canadian dollars and some Bitcoin, which is just for testing purposes. It doesn't let me click on these holdings, by the way. And then below you have your recent activity, which you can click on, and then it will give you more info. The next tab is markets. So this is where you can see all 6 coins which are on the platform at the time of this video, and you can click on it and it will take you to the charts. It's all very simple, a minimal design, really easy for beginners. You can toggle the different time frames, and underneath you can click this plus button and get some information about the given cryptocurrency. If you click read more, it'll just take you to this page on their website. Now let's go to the middle tab here where you can make trades. So you can select your currency and play around with this, and then you can click this little switch button to flip it around. And what I like is QuickTrade has over 15 different pairings. So let's say I have Bitcoin and I want to buy Ethereum. A lot of Canadian exchanges only have Canadian pairs, so you'd have to sell your Bitcoin for Canadian and then buy Ethereum. On QuickTrade, you can just swap Bitcoin for Ethereum. You can swap Bitcoin for Litecoin. You can swap it for anything, and it works for other coins as well. If I want to swap Litecoin for Dogecoin, I can do that, or whatever the combination. I like all these different pairings. It's one of those little features that I like. The next tab is pretty straightforward. You have your deposits, where Interac e-transfer is the only option right now. You can also click this tab to deposit digital currency. If you want to send crypto to your QuickTrade account for whatever reason, you can do that. Now keep in mind, there's no Dogecoin option here, so I don't know why, but right now you can't deposit or withdraw Dogecoin if that's applicable to you, so keep that in mind. And if I click on one of the coins, you can see your address, and you can generate a new address with this button here. And there's instructions at the bottom tab here, which makes everything really simple, especially if you're new to crypto. And finally, the last tab under here, you have your activity, where you can see everything you've done. Here is the withdrawal tab. I can also withdraw crypto. Make sure to look at the limits and fees so you know how much the minimums are and how much it will cost. And then if we go back, you just have your normal profile settings and all that. Under security, you can set Touch ID and 2-factor authentication, which is basic on all crypto exchanges. Then the last thing is the help and support section at the very bottom, which is easy to use. Now, I just tested their support and they got to me in about 24 hours, but I haven't tested it much more than that. So keep that in mind. And also, most exchanges in Canada have very bad support. So that might not just be a QuickTrade thing. If you have slow support, that's most of the exchanges in Canada. And that's the app overall. It's very simple and minimal. I would compare it a bit to ShakePay, which is another very simple and popular crypto app in Canada. Just very simple, not much you can do, just easy for buying and selling crypto. Now let's look at everything we discussed and cover the pros and cons of QuickTrade. The first pro is it's very simple and fast. So if you're a beginner, this will be easy for you to use. They have instant verifications. So in most cases, it'll take you under 5 minutes to set up your account. And they also have e-transfers, which are very fast, almost instant for depositing. The next pro is they have cheap crypto withdrawals. So it's free to withdraw some coins like Bitcoin Cash, XRP, Litecoin. And if you want to withdraw Bitcoin or Ethereum, there's a fixed fee, but those are very low fees compared to other platforms. Now that's basically it for the pros. For cons, the main one is their reputation. Like I showed you earlier, they had a big settlement with the OSC for market manipulation. That was in 2020, and also in 2020 they had a security breach. No funds were lost, but just be aware of this reputation. Hopefully they're fixing it with their new team hired, but yeah, that's the main thing to keep an eye on. You definitely want to be aware of this if you're going to be using the platform. The next con is they only have a mobile app. Not an issue for everyone, but you're not going to be able to use this on your computer. Next is they have limited features. So this might not be a con either. If you just want to buy and sell crypto, it's very simple. But if you're looking for more features, maybe some advanced stuff, this is not going to be the platform for you. And next is their prices and competitors. These are the last two, and they kind of go together. So I'm just going to explain them together. But for my quick little test, QuickTrade was the 7th cheapest out of 12 for buying Bitcoin. So there's many cheaper places to buy your crypto. There's also a lot of Canadian crypto exchanges out there. So you can find one that has a clean reputation. You can find ones that have more coins, lower fees, and more features. So that's definitely something to consider as well. Now that's it for the pros and cons. And the bottom line for QuickTrade is it's an okay platform, but when you compare it to other platforms, there's cheaper, better options out there, and they have good reputations as well. I personally recommend Newton, Endex, or ShakePay. Those are 3 solid platforms, and they'll be linked below with bonuses. Those 3 platforms have solid reputations, low fees, but if you're new to crypto, just keep in mind every exchange has its pros and cons, even the best ones. But that's what I recommend. Check out the links and resources below, including the spreadsheet. You can also check out my channel for more specific reviews and more personal finance content. Hopefully this was helpful, and thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.